It's been a while since I've done these. I used to do copy reviews all the time or copy edits. And I decided that I'm going to start doing them again. I'm in a bit of a phase of feeling like I want to show and tell, not just tell, because I think it helps things make sense. Helps things sink in. Whereas when somebody just tells you something but doesn't show it to you, it can be a bit hard to apply it and make sense of it. So I decided I was just going to Google something, a random service to do with dogs, land on a page and say what I see and what I would change and what would improve it and what is good about it, so that you can kind of learn the art of copywriting and marketing your dog business through watching the changes that are suggested. So I decided for the first one I was going to go with rescue dog training, which I've Googled. I'm going to ignore the Google business things and go straight into whoever's at the top. So let's review. So I've landed on a page that is about rescue dogs. I understand that they're based near me in London because of their brand name, and I can quickly see that they're a canine behaviorist and trainer with some letters after their name. So immediately I've got location and I've got credibility and experience, right? So those things are good. I will say that I don't like this menu being on the left-hand side. I would prefer it being at the top, because it just makes the page, it's a very short page. Okay. Not a big fan of very short pages for stuff like this. This is, I'm going to quick skim. Yeah, this is a service page. So this person is offering structured behavioral advice and training for rescue dogs. And they give examples of the things that they could help with. And they also highlight another service, which is called Rescue Research Service, where they'll help you find the best rescue for you. So that's a really cool service. So immediately the things missing, the most obvious things missing to me here are, how do I book? Right. So, all right, let's say on 6 paragraphs, I'm sold and I want to talk to this person about rescue dog training. There's no guidance on how do I do that. Simple fix to that, a button that either gets them to book a call, send a form, send an email, whatever, right? I don't know if I can just call this person, have a quick chat, or if I need to book a paid for session. So more clarity around that would be good. There are no reviews on this page. So she's clearly qualified and accredited, but I don't know what other people think of her service. I also don't know much about the services. So on a service page, typically, we would start with like, why is somebody here? What are they experiencing that's brought them looking for rescue dog training? So the first thing that we normally have on the page is a connection with their experience. So, you might have heard this be described as talking about their pain points. When we're marketing ethically, we do that not to exploit their pain points, but to show them that we understand them deeply and that they've landed in the right place. After that, which is done here, we might talk about some of the specific problems that you can help with, which is done here, but is fairly limited. And then we normally go into the solution. So like, what does that structured behavioral advice and training look like? Does she offer packages? Do I do a consult? And like, what's the process and what's the outcome? Yes, if I go ahead and I book a call or I book a package with this trainer, what can I expect both practically but also results wise, emotion wise? Like, where am I going to go from and to? That's missing from this page. Also testimonials, which I've touched on. So reviews of the kind of things that she's helped people with. That confirms to me that I'm making a good choice. Other people have gone before me and here's what they've experienced and what they had to say. As I say, CTA buttons would definitely be a good idea to have on this website. So how do I book a call? How do I book a package? You might also have FAQs. So like, do you come to me? Do you work with overseas rescues? Do I have to book a package, or do you work online if I'm not near you, but I thought you were so amazing that I'd like to work with you? all of those kind of things, right? So this is, I would say, unless you came to this person through word of mouth recommendation, pretty unlikely to convert, because there's just not enough information here. And I've heard people say, like, don't put too much information on the page, like keep it, only have the essentials on there. And I actually disagree. Structure it so that it's easy to find what somebody's looking for. So that means subheaders that clearly kind of indicate what's in the next little section. Don't have huge long paragraphs after paragraphs. Break it up with images and subheaders. But actually, the job of the pages on your website is to answer people's questions, to inform them about how you can help them, what you're offering, who it's for. And, I mean, have a look at this. With this, if you had a rescue dog, are you convinced, or would you like to know a bit more both about the person and the service? Was that helpful? Should I do more of these? Let me know in the comments.